Hello people, today I have with us a model support goods. These are the effect parts. Now you can't really see them on him right now, but I do have some effect parts behind looking like thrusters so that it's showing him moving towards the battle. If you know anything about this kit, which is the high grade GBN base Gundam, it doesn't have pegs in the thrusters or on the backpack proper, so I just jetted them into the back here. But if you have your camera angle just right, no one needs to know that they aren't coming from the thrusters. The big rooster tail is probably a giveaway, but you know, it's in his backpack, his butt, you know, whatever you want to call it. But this set has a number of these little thrusters that are connected by 3mm pegs, which is why this one ended up falling off. This one, it just slots in any 3mm port. This one on his back here is a little bit loose, but can be used if you're careful. It looks incredible. I think this effect part is one of the better thruster effect parts that I've seen. It has a different feel to some of the Bandai ones, which look a little bit over the top on their detailing, but again, I think it has its own look, a little bit more animated styled, in my opinion. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next model. Remember, you can also use these kinds of effect parts as attack damage. So see here, we have a couple of them attached to the side of this guy. Looks like something's hitting him, or they could be thrusters to have him moving sideways. Doing it on your arm would probably not be a very good idea unless you were in space, but I think the idea of having it as an effect of damage, that's a pretty good one. I would advise it. Maybe they're a little too sharp, but there's also the smaller one that you can add on that might work a little bit better. All right, that last one being the Alto from 30-Minute Missions, forgot to say. This one is the frame arms Jinrai in 1/100 scale. I have these ones attached to his booty. I have 2 of these sets, so I am able to throw some thrusters on both sides of his body. If you put one in the middle, it might look more appropriate, but this one, I guess he has a bad case of gas. I think it looks all right if you do it from the front. You can kind of see the thrust coming from his backside, but not necessarily from his butt. Still, I think it gives it a really nice look. All right, and one of the effects that you might expect if your weapon has a 3mm port at the end, you can use this as a firing effect. So you can stick that guy in, or the more over the top. Maybe need a stand to hold that one up because she can't hold it, but maybe a stronger version of your Gundam could probably hold it up. Maybe a smaller weapon. That one is pretty large. We're going to cover that one soon too. But there it is. There, blasting out. We also have the opportunity to use it as flight thrusters. These 30-Minute Missions kits do have 3mm ports on them, so you can use those to plug in your thrusters. And the Hexagear Governor in 1/24 scale looks remarkably good with this one here. You could interchange them with the larger thrusters. I don't think that would be necessary, but it is, or the larger thrust effects, but this Governor Nero from Hexagear looks pretty good with these little guys here. These are the longer of the 2. Again, I do have the shorter thrusters as well as the longer ones, and you get plenty of them. So if you are planning on making a dynamic display, we will definitely have enough for you. All right, and last for this little display here, I have my Alex Gundam. As you see, I use some blue tack. If you are a little bit more careful than I am, you can use it a little bit more discreetly than I did. But as you see here, the long ones are acting as some little explosives or damage, and again some small ones up here, like it was a fire across the midsection of the Alex Gundam. Now, of course, you would probably have a shield. I didn't bother putting that one on. Would have probably looked a little bit smarter, but I think it looks good if you get it from the right angle. You see, you cannot see the blue tack as easily, and it does look like there are little explosions there. It might look more like firing, I think. In fact, it probably does, but it's not a bad effect. It'll add something to it at the very least. With some smoke effect, it'll probably look a lot better. So bear these in mind when you are looking for effect parts. And this is, of course, on a master grade Gundam, so you can see these guys do have some size to them. Not a lot, of course, they're pretty small, but it is a pretty cool little selection of effect parts here. All right, and as you see here, there are quite a lot of these little effect parts. You actually get one of these in the set and 6 of these guys here in the long form, which is this one here, and the short one, you get 6 of those as well. I have 2 of them, obviously, here, as you see. So you do, with 2, you have a ton. There are still 2 in my baggie here that I wasn't, well, 2 or 3 in my baggie here that I still have inside the sack. So with these little guys, you are more than capable of making quite a lot of display. So if you want to make a diorama or something like that with a little bit more anime-esque looking effect to their parts, I think this one would definitely do you. They are a little expensive. I think it's $9.99 here in the US. That sounds really pricey, but really it's not. I think the Bandai ones are cheaper at $7.99 for, I think it was 6 different sizes. No, 3 different sizes and 6 different sets. So you get a lot in that one, but it's going for more of a realistic effect, and it would definitely require more paint to get this one to look amazing. I think these ones look really good out of the box. They are automatically like adjusted for shading, I think, with the thickness of the yellow. If this one also came out in red and blue, I would definitely pick up those packs too, but right now it's just the yellow. We will see in the future if we get more. But that is all for this one here, guys. I will see you guys next time, or you will see me, but more than likely you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.